Right Club audience with Scream, are you ready? Zyren with Scream in 3, 2, 1, begin.
Zombies. Some days I walk when I scream. Some nights I run in my dreams. But sometimes in the daytime, kids cry from sight of blue pills and white lines, red pills and sore eyes, tar-filled lungs and tie-dye minds. We become products of our own means of demise. Zombies. Created by entities of fear that were formed by governments, shackled by the horrors of external vibrations under the firmament, media mind control that keeps us under lives of the counterfeit, while nature perishes due to our own sabotage from hypnosis while we're under it, and we don't realize that our circulation of consumption and currency are funding it. Zombies. We lay successive to the matrix they've created, subject to the religions that were indoctrinated, destroyed by the chess game they play with our bodies, the masses of aimless walkers assimilated in a manipulated simulation, a creation initiated by the stagnation of the rise of a nation, by big bank corporations and media given to the youth that should be X-rated, men and women decapitated from God's imagination by drinking emotions away and replacing it with bodily masturbation. They treat us like cotton on plantations, then feed us a false sense of emancipation, expect us to be happy with political justification, subduing vibrational elevation, giving us partial systems of education, making us fear God instead of loving God, and making us forget that God is the essence of creation, but you wonder why so many aren't creative. Zombies. It's enough to make the awakened scream, surrounded by NPCs, non-playable characters engulfed by their phone screens. In this game of life, the choices are modern-day slavery or to be financially free. Either way, you're a servant to money and a slave to greed. That's why the elites want you to be in a constant state of need, because this is spiritual warfare, and this is how these powerful entities feed a constant war between fear versus love, ego versus soul, peace versus chaos, sin versus freedom, light versus dark, death versus light, yin versus yang, good versus evil, God versus Satan, Allah versus Al-Shaitan, nature versus industrial, sunshine versus moonlight, spirits versus seeds, orange versus purple, rainbows versus floods. Every day is Halloween just to find the balance in between while demons intervene, but there's no need for a costume. Every day you wake up and choose to dress up as a zombie. How many of us are free? If you raise your hand and you work for the man, you're not free. Working under ball and chain, substances to nullify pain, too scared to take a stance against governmental mental Luciferian plans because your follow-up question is, what is there to gain? Because all you've known is how to be a good zombie. If you didn't raise your hand because maybe entrepreneurship is in the plans, this may make you upset, but you too are also correct. You may not work for a tax cause, and yes, you're your own boss, but you only still find gratification from a check. Gold and rubies around your neck just for the sake of the title respect. Not an ounce of regret because your valuables are of introspect. Man shall live by the sweat of their brow, but computer screens don't make you sweat. And that's still gonna go a lot of over some heads because you're still a zombie. Think about how the Matrix has affected you in your everyday life. The police. A construct made to make you think they fight a just fight, but in all actuality, they only respond to crime. Not even at the drop of a dime. If you call them and they say they'll be there in a minute, then they'll be there in 9. And by that time, the culprit has already ripped out your spine, put your entrails on a shrine, enough time to put your past lives in a line, hanging on a vine. And when they arrive, all that's left is a bloody sigil and a candlelight. And they pull up with a red pill and a blue pill flashing in your face, covered up body cams to erase your fate, ignoring all the evidence splattered on the drapes. And when they're questioned by the state, their excuse is they ran, resisted, and tried to escape simply because they wouldn't know what to say. Dressed in a uniform that signifies death and chasing slaves, they too are zombies. Politics. and the figures they produce. Constant debates for divisiveness that never find the end of a truce. Because anybody not wearing red or blue will be cut loose. And the moment you turn on the news, your neck is in a noose. They only care about the views, making you think your vote counts. Fox, CNN, MSNBC, and BBC turn into holy pews, worshiping men and women in suits. Over 10 parties, but they only show 2. Racist versus better racist. Who knew that the few 1% narcissists were also zombies, gangbangers? Thousands of colors, but we only glorify 2. Bloods, red. Crips, blue. Shooting each other for hues. Used to be police brutality fighting men, but now it's an endangerment because it's become a trend. Hoping they can make amends to make peace and not be products of their environments. But until then, they too are zombies. Everything is a distraction. It's not even funny. They made a movie about it, and you still lay stiff as a dummy. Doctors only supply treatment because cures don't make money. They only help create zombies. Rappers make music to dumb you down, turn you into a clown, turn men into boys that chase pussy, money, weed instead of a crown, programming women to set aside divine feminine energy, draining their brains through their veins down the cheeks of their rear, and shake that shit until they dislocate their hips. They too are zombies. Athletes, zombies. Teachers, zombies. Military, zombies. All of these tax anomalies, and they are all derived from zombies. Poverty-stricken mommies, the Pope, presidents, even Gandhi, they too are zombies. I scream in the sake of anarchy because just like you, I too am a zombie.
Zyren O'Connor with Zombies. Beautifully done, beautifully done.